Hey guys, oh happy Labor Day. I was almost gonna say Sunday morning. It feels like Sunday, but it is Monday, Labor Day. So uh, I just wanted to express my gratitude for all the people in our lives that help us in our work life. We couldn't do anything that we're doing without them. And whether you're a business owner or you work in a company, uh, we can all be uh, really thankful for the opportunities that we have here in America to have the ability to go make a living. So we can all be thankful for that. And speaking of business ownership, this week we are talking about leadership and what I call real leadership. And that means um, leading with empathy. And we'll get more into that. But I wanted to read this quote from John Quincy Adams. He says, "If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader." And I like that because leadership can be thought of as the the person that's pulling all the strings, or it's the person that cracks the whip the loudest. Um, to me, those aren't real leaders. Um, so how do you inspire others? That that's what I want to talk about this week, and I've got four that I want to touch on. The first one is empathy, leading with empathy. The second one is leading with action. So the the things that you do every day uh, determine what kind of leader you are. Um, the third one would be serving. How do you serve others? Um, some people think of leadership, they might get thrown into a leadership role and they believe it's how others should serve them. It's the complete opposite. So I want to touch on how to serve, and then having a definite why um, is very important to um, real leadership. You got to have a reason why you're leading. So today I want to talk about empathy. And just the definition of what empathy is. This is a word that's starting to get used more and more. Um, I want to talk about what it really means. Empathy is the ability to identify and understand another's situation, feelings, or motives. All right, so it's different from sympathy. Empathy is um, just having that understanding of where someone else is coming from. You might think of it as being in someone else's shoes, seeing things through their eyes. But it's more than that. Um, and to me, what empathy really helps me with is it lowers my frustration with circumstances or certain individuals. Because the thing with empathy is it doesn't mean that you agree with what someone else is doing or their ideology or how they're reacting to something. It just means that you understand it. You understand why it is that they're doing something in a certain way. And for me, it like I said, it lowers my frustration with someone when if someone does something that I don't, necessarily believe in, or I don't think is the right way of doing things. Um, I can have empathy and knowing that either, wow, how miserable is it to be in that mindset, to have that frame of reference in your life that you think that's okay, or that you think that makes you feel better for a moment. Um, and when you when you allow yourself to have that empathy, to understand that, let's just take the example of some, there's some people that um, instead of building others up to make themselves feel good, they break others down to make themselves feel better. And there's usually some big reasons for that. But that can be really, really frustrating to deal with. It can be a hard thing to move forward from. But having empathy, um, you can have an understanding of, okay, this person's parents treated them this way when they were raising them, or um, they experienced some kind of traumatic incident in their life that caused them to react in this way. Whatever it is. Uh, Again, you don't have to agree with the way that they're acting, um, but it can allow you to have that understanding and, frankly, be grateful that you aren't in that place. And then it gives you the opportunity to move away from it. Um, you don't have to allow that to linger, that frustration or that anger that uh, that they're breaking people down, trying to break you down just to make themselves feel better. How how miserable of a life is it that they have to live that way? That um, they never were taught or never learned how to be able to find happiness in themselves, find happiness in the the things that they do, and instead they have to make others unhappy to make them feel a little bit better. And at least for me, when I learned about empathy, that was really helpful to me in being able to deal with negative people and um, be able to move forward from there. So, how does that help with leadership? Um, Being a leader means you have to deal with lots of different personalities, lots of different needs that people have. Um, and in order for, you know, a leader, again, going back to this quote, is you're inspiring others to do more. You're inspiring them to dream more, to learn more, become more. And if that is, in a business setting, or if that is in um, a uh, team setting, uh, if you're working in a team, um, like, we're going to talk about this at football practice. If you're in a sports team or you're working in a team in a company, um, you're all trying to become more together, and sometimes it takes a leader to facilitate that. But how do you do that? Well, number one, with empathy, you're going to need to understand each individual person, learn how they tick. What motivates them, what is important to them, um, uh, how are they going to react in different situations, um, and you learn that through empathy, by having that understanding of, uh, again, understanding their situation, feelings, and motives. Um, so everybody's a little bit different, and a leader's got to be able to adapt to different people who have different needs. Some need to be encouraged. Some might need to be, um, you might need to be a little bit more tough with and try to, uh, you know, get them moving in a different fashion. Um, but being a leader with empathy is going to allow you to understand those that you're trying to lead, and having that understanding is the base for any type of motivation that you're going to give to someone. If you try to motivate everyone in the same way, you're only going to get one section of those people to react the way that you want them to. So if you're ever in a leadership role, start with empathy. And again, that is the ability to identify and understand another's situations, feelings, and motives. Really understand what is it that has made them the person that they are, and what is it that has made them react the way that they do, and that will help you in leading them and inspiring them to do more according to the mission that you're on. So that's empathy. That's our first step in how to inspire others. Then in the next video, we're going to talk about action, and I love action. So we'll dive into that on the next video, and I look forward to seeing you guys all soon. So I'll see you later. Bye.